Welcome back to Let's Write 10-minute fun time. Let's write for 10 minutes and have a fun time. So I just listened to the whole piece, and I've been away from it for a few days, and one thing I noticed was it's coming along pretty well. I actually like it. If you don't listen to it for a few days and then you listen to it again, a lot of the parts seem to be on purpose, and that's a good thing. That's kind of what I'm going for here. So I'm going to start working on this section starting here where things get happy and C mixolydian and E. So let's listen to measure 41 going into there, and then I will start working, and I'll try to do a great job explaining what's going on. Cool. So I just want to work on everything up till here. So starting here. Okay, so let's start the timer. It's 1:18. I'll be done at 1:28. All right. So first of all, what I heard was the violin is not loud enough, but I think that's mostly because of how I have the volume set here. So that's not a big deal. All right. Now, when this first comes in, it sounds really good. I really like that. But then when the violin starts playing arco, I feel like the violin melody itself isn't that strong. Now, one way you can test your melodies, 8, 9, 50, one way you can test your melodies is if they sound good by themselves, then, and if they stand on their own, that's great. But if they only sound good in the context of all the other music, then it's possible that it's not really the best part you could have written, and that's not always true. But I find that if you're doing some counterpoint stuff, then each part on its own should sound somewhat compelling, but that's not always true, because sometimes the rhythm in itself can be what's compelling. But in this case, with this kind of gliding violin line, I really want it to sound compelling. And also I want it to sound compelling in context as well. So right now I think the bigger problem is that it might sound good by itself right here, but it sounds a little weak in the greater context. So I want to try something. So let me see. No, 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 no. I want to see if that pitch is a marked improvement, and actually I want to see what happens if this happens too, if it goes to C-A instead, because when I listened through, I was just hearing maybe F-G-E would be better. So let's give that a listen. So this E is great. The F-G-E is great. It might be cool if it's holding a note for longer instead of going moving every half note. It might be cool if it's longer. Let's see what that sounds like. So it's 50. G there. All right. I think that might work. That might be good. Let's just see. that's nice. All right, so I want this to be a diminuendo. I think that's what it's called when it gets quieter. So I think that'll really help with the dynamics of having this arc of yeah, because I don't want this melody to stand out here. I want it to stand out here. So it'll lead into that better by bringing out the melody that takes place right here a little more by having this come down. Okay, so one more time, let's listen to that. Yeah, and that really makes this melody come out a bit more. And I actually might want to consider accenting this melody in the banjo / guitar part. Dum bum, and then it goes bum dum bum bum, and then we'll put another E here, and then we'll get rid of this accent, and then we'll put this as F. So the notes are lining up so that they're accenting the melody in the piano. The banjo and piano are lining up, so that should make it a bit stronger of a melody. Yeah, it works in a nice subtle way. Now let's work on this part. So na 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 da de na 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 na. So I think this should maybe be a different note right here. It just doesn't sound great. So let's take a listen to it. Maybe it should line up with this banjo here. Da, 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 da. That might be funky. That might be funky. Let's try it out though. Yeah, that's cool. And I'm gonna actually make it go up to this higher C sharp on beat 4. And then it should be good. Okay, so this stuff is kind of wanky. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think what the problem is just too many notes from the violin there. And so let's actually delete this stuff and find something else to go there. So let's hear it without it and then fill in the gaps with our ears. It sounds cool as a space. What if it were super quiet right here? That'd be an interesting way to break up the dynamics. Interesting. So let's try that again and see what my brain says. All right. Interesting. Let's see without banjo. That's kind of interesting. So let's see. It might be just what we need. Maybe it could just be a rest. And then rest here. And this could be 2 quarter notes. And that would make this a quarter note. And then this, be rid of it. And we'll put in a half rest. And this might be a great way to mix things up a little bit and get us ready for the big epic climax. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to try inserting another measure there to mirror this again, and then let's see what happens if I cut out the left hand there. So the first time is smaller and the second time is bigger. And then maybe this should be, maybe we should get things really cooking really loud here. Maybe this should all be a big crescendoing measure. That way it's super loud right before the cut. And see how that sounds. Alright. Let's get to be forte. And then this will get to be forte as well. But then as soon as it hits this note, it should be mezzo piano right away. Very quick change in dynamic. Mezzo piano. And then this should be forte. And then we'll put in the crescendos. So this way, right before it cuts to just piano, we're getting a really big contrasting build, and the build will make the cut really dramatic and intentional. Okay, so that's all the time I've got, so let's listen to it from, how about measure 48. Yeah, I gotta do this idea so I don't forget it. Digga digga, digga digga da da. Okay, then we cut all this, and bam, right there, back to our B-ish section. Just gotta see what that sounds like. Too curious. Cool. All right, we'll work on that more. We're almost done.